The way you're feeling right now does not mean that you're broken. It's a neurologic issue that is fixable. So let's talk about the symptoms, not in the medical sense, but in the human sense. If you're feeling overwhelmed by small things, or emotionally fried, or just mentally exhausted and numb, or even hyper-reactive, or sometimes foggy and cloudy, or overstimulated, or completely disconnected from yourself, or constantly bracing for the next thing that might be a bad thing that happens, or never fully rested, or just not feeling like yourself anymore, you're not imagining it. These aren't psychological flaws. These are patterns, neurological patterns of a brain stuck in survival and overdrive mode. And here's what I want you to really understand. Your brain is not malfunctioning. Your brain is exhausted and it's trying to protect you. And this happens all the time. When the nervous system gets stuck in overdrive, it's interpreting everyday life as a constant, serious threat. Emails can feel dangerous. Text plans can just feel impossible. Minor stress can just feel catastrophic. And rest can feel completely unreachable. Your symptoms aren't random, and they're not personality traits, and they're definitely not failures. They're neural circuits firing in the wrong pattern. But here's the good news. Those circuits can be changed. They can be re-regulated and rewired to fire in a way that supports your brain health and allows you to function better. So how does this happen? Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it or what your brain does with it. So let me tell you this. Two people can live the exact same life and have completely different experiences. And why is this? It's because of resilience. And resilience isn't about what happens to you. It's about what your brain does with what happens or how you react to it. And the human nervous system is designed to handle stress and loss and conflict and pressure, but only when it has enough capacity. And when it doesn't, then you react or you spiral, you shut down, you explode, you overthink, you numb out, you crash out. All of these things are possible. You don't need a different life. What you need is a different neurologic state. You need better emotional regulation and resilience and support in your brain. And when your brain is regulated, those exact same challenges, the exact same life feels manageable. But when it's dysregulated, everyday life feels impossible, no matter what's happening. So resilience isn't about mental toughness. It's about neural flexibility. And that's something we can build and rewire. So why is the modern brain so overloaded? Modern life, as we see it today, was not designed for the human biology that we currently have. Your brain was built for community, for rhythm, for downtime, sunlight, movement, connection with people. Instead, it's getting practically the complete opposite. Constant alerts, emotional whiplash, multitasking, pressure, comparison culture on social media, sensory overload from every direction, loneliness, sleep disruption, chronic stress, zero time to recover. So we wonder why everyone feels exhausted and reactive. This is why. Your nervous system is running a marathon every day without ever training for it or any rest. Burnout, anxiety, depression, irritability, insomnia. These aren't disorders. These are injuries to your neurologic system that's under way too much stress and overload. The good news is these injuries can heal when you use the right tools. So let's look at the real cause here, survival mode. Let's break down survival mode and what it really looks like. When the brain perceives that there's too much stress for too long, it shifts into a protective state designed just to keep you alive. This is your survival mode. And here's how it shows up in everyday life. Your emotional brain fires too fast. So that looks like irritability or panic or just that feeling of complete overwhelm. Your logical brain totally shuts down, and that creates brain fog, indecision, procrastination, sometimes even memory loss. And then your reward circuits go offline. So you lose that sense of joy, you start to feel numb, and then your sleep cycles collapse. That causes fatigue and overthinking. And then your motivation drops and you're thinking, what's wrong with me? Your threshold for stress sinks. And then all these tiny things start to feel like huge stressors. And that's survival mode. Your brain isn't trying to torture you. It's trying to save you and protect you. But survival mode was never meant to be permanent. And that's where we can start to rebuild resilience. Let's look at neuroplasticity, how the brain rebuilds itself. The most exciting part of this entire conversation is this. Your brain is plastic. And what I mean is it can change, it can heal, it can evolve, it can rewire and rebuild its resilience. And that's pretty amazing. Neuroplasticity is your brain's ability to form new connections, strengthen healthy pathways, and quiet the ones that are just overfiring and triggering all of this emotional distress and emotional dysregulation. And this is measurable, it's visible on brain scans, and this is what modern neuroscience is built on. And it's evidence-based, and it's real, and it's here. But neuroplasticity doesn't happen when you're overwhelmed. It happens when the nervous system is guided into healthier patterns. That's where TMS, or transcranial magnetic stimulation, comes in. So what does TMS actually do? Let me simplify what TMS actually does, because most explanations are dry, technical, and completely miss the mark on what's really happening here in your brain. TMS is not a depression treatment only. TMS is a resilience amplifier, and this is so important. It uses gentle magnetic pulses to stimulate underactive brain networks and calm overactive ones. Think of it like tuning an instrument. Your brain is still the instrument, but we're restoring the sound and making the pitch perfect. And here's what that looks like. Emotional circuits start to calm down. Cognitive circuits get stronger. The stress response softens. Executive function comes back online. Sleep improves. Mood stabilizes. That overthinking starts to quiet down, and your resilience increases. Your life doesn't change. Your ability to handle your life is what changes. And that, to me, is the entire magic of TMS. Once your brain is regulated, every other tool, therapy, exercise, meditation, boundaries, mindset, all of those can finally work the way they were meant to. So why is Kind Minds a different experience? There are TMS clinics, and then there is what we do at Kind Minds. We don't treat symptoms. We treat circuits, and we treat the whole person. We don't put you on autopilot. We personalize your trajectory. We look at every aspect of what's happening in your life, and we come up with a customized plan just for you. We don't push medication as first line. We support your brain's natural resilience. And we don't do mental health. We do brain health. Most of our patients aren't in psychiatric crisis. They're high-functioning, overloaded, emotionally exhausted people of every age who've lost capacity and want themselves back. And we give them their lives back by restoring that system that runs everything, the human brain, that amazing organ. Let's take a look at that transformation. Here's what you can expect when your brain starts to reset with TMS at Kind Minds. You stop waking up overwhelmed. You feel like yourself again. Emotional swings start to disappear or just level out. You stop reacting and start responding. You sleep. You focus. You remember things. You laugh. You feel joy again. You can think clearly. You can handle stress without falling apart. You're motivated. You have energy for your life. Your relationships start to improve. You finally feel like you're getting yourself back and you feel regulated. This isn't optimism. This is pure neuroscience backed by years of evidence and scientific study. And this is what happens when a brain comes out of survival mode. So let me invite you to take the next step. If anything I've said feels familiar, if you see yourself in these patterns, if you're tired of pushing through and just getting by, there's nothing wrong with you. Your brain is overwhelmed and it's begging for help. and overwhelmed brains can be healed. My team and I created Kind Minds so people like you could finally get the help they've been searching for. If you're ready to understand your brain, restore your resilience, and get your capacity back, I invite you to reach out and schedule a consultation with us. Not because you're broken, but because you're ready, and you're ready to rise again and get yourself back. Your resilience is still there. Your clarity is still there. Your strength is still there. Your spark is still there. It's all still in there. So let's bring it back together. Please reach out. We're always here to help.